Welcome to Life's Milkshake Moments. It is Wednesday. It is hump day. It is 3 days before we're doing the deal with Independence Day. What a great time to say how thankful you are if you live in the United States. Absolutely how thankful you are to be a part of freedom, because free enterprise is like none other. Free enterprise is truly, truly entrepreneurship at its best. This is what I know, that my guest here tonight will be a very inspiring part of Life's Milkshake Moment. As you know, I do a radio show on Sundays, 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time. It is on buildingfortunesradio.com/live, where you can go to 347-237-4097. This Sunday, we'll be talking about American independence. It'll be a great show. And you can also reach out to me on Instagram at Health Coach Jody. It's my name, Jodee. There's only one Jody, that's me. And this is what I know, there's only one of you. Life's milkshake moments. Life is like a milkshake. Choose your ingredients wisely. And when you do choose those ingredients, how will you take life's twists and turns? How will you do what you need to do? How will you be the best that you can be? And this is what my guest, G.W. Slaughter, has absolutely perfected. As you know, I bring guests here that talk about life's milkshake moments in all 6 pillars of their lives, beginning with spiritual to physical, emotional, social, yes, and mental, because it's all mindset. It's all mindset. Then you get the skill set. And then finally, financial. And G.W. Slaughter has absolutely perfected it in all 6 areas, for real. And you're going to hear that today. What I've done for my 40 years and 40 plus years now in health coaching, in both the corporate arena and in personal, is bring all those 6 pillars together for you in your life. Your life's milkshake moments. Because remember, health is not something you do. It is who you are along life's journey. And G.W. Slaughter has had an amazing journey. Yes, he has. He is the founder and the managing member of the Entrepreneur's Coach. That's what he calls himself. G.W. Slaughter and Associates. You will see his information in the comment section. You can find him on Instagram at G.W. Slaughter, SLAUGHTER. And his website is gwslaughter.com. Reach his office at 314-305-0444. You're going to want to do this, because not only is he now the coach's coach of all of those that we have this dream, but how do we execute it? That's what G-Dub, as we call him on Clubhouse, has been. He's been a part of this One Percenters Club, and I just knew that I had to ask him, and I was just only hoping that he would be my guest on our Life's Milkshake Moment. But he holds a master's degree, yes, in biblical studies. See, got the spiritual pillar in there, didn't we? Then you talk about a love and his heart, all right, his social and emotional pillar for the United States of America. Yes, he served in Desert Storm. He is a member of our United States military. Thank you, GW, for your service, for real. But then, Life's Milkshake Moment, he had a downturn, the Great Recession of 2008, and he made the relocation, because it's all mindset. This is that mental that you're going to hear about. Relocating himself back to his hometown in St. Louis. He has now built St. Louis Web Pros. He did that until, gosh, for almost 10 years, making that a success. He was a success, I'm sure, in school, being a scholar. He was a success as a military man. He was a success at this. Success leaves clues, doesn't it? You do one thing after another, after another. I love the name of his book. The room is better because I'm in it. That's what I felt about him being in Clubhouse, for real, for real. So it is my honor and my pleasure to bring, as we say, what's going on? Where are you at? G-Dub, welcome to Life's Milkshake on this Raw Wednesday.
What you doing? Where are you at? It's good to see you, Jody.
I'll be in Florida.
Yeah, it's good to see. I want to apologize in advance for the poor lighting. I had a couple of technical difficulties, but we're going to work right through those. Uh,
Yes,
I'm very happy
because
to
we
be
do
here.
that. We do that. Oh yeah,
Yes.
yeah, and we go through these life's milkshake moments. We just pivot and
Yeah.
we just we're in flux. That's what we do. So
Right.
tell
Right.
us a
Right.
little bit about your background, a little bit about you, GW George Slaughter in the early years. Would you please?
Yes. Born and raised in St. Louis. Left home to go to college, just like normal, kids do. Went to college and then joined the military, where I was stationed in Nuremberg, Germany for a while. And from there, went to Desert Storm, served there, and then came home afterward. I was extended. I was supposed to leave before it started, but I got extended to go there. And then once it was over, I came home. That's pretty much that part. And then I moved to Atlanta, where I lived for 18 years. Met my wife, raised my family. During the economic downturn, moved back to St. Louis and started all over again. I was one of those people that got totally run over by a Mack truck in 2008. And at that point, I was like, hey, you know what? I'm still young. I'll go get a job and I'll work for somebody for 25 years, get my gold watch, and we'll, you know, that lasted about 2 years. And then I had to get back in the entrepreneurial world, and I started a digital marketing company with two partners, and eventually branched off and started a web design company of my own that I sold in 2018. So that's the quick version. I can go on and on and on, but that's the quick version of how I got here today.
Well, and the my son met his wife, and the reason I have three grandkids in St. Louis, and
Nice.
And his engineering company, Councilman Hunsaker, is in St. Louis. And hey, I didn't know we had that in common. I met my first husband in Atlanta, raised my sons in ATL. So there it's a good place to meet at least for a period of time to meet those spouses. But let's go back to this, because you glossed over this. And then I did this and I became a success. I did this and I became a success. I did this and I became a success. You getting this, audience? Success leaves clues. How did you, you went into biblical studies. That's just not something that, I'm going to go to college and I'm going to go into biblical studies. Tell us a little bit about that's truly a calling that you made into a success moment.
Yeah, thank you for asking. Well, when my children were little, I was raised in the church, and I wanted to raise my children in the church. I was in my early 30s, and so I was chosen by a pastor in this very large church. I was chosen by the pastor to start working with the youth and get into ministry. And so I never wanted to do it as a vocation, but I did want to have a good, solid background if I'm going to teach, or be in a leadership role. I wanted to know as much about what I was teaching as possible. So I went to the North Carolina College of Theology, got my bachelor's degree from there. And then I went on to get my master's. And I did all of that in about 3.5 years. It was
you have a way of some more things there. I just got it, my bachelor's and my master's degree. This is how to go to a major theological. I did that in 3.5 years. Did you catch that, audience? That's amazing.
Oh, thank you. It was, I had a little bit of background from, already, but yes, it was very hard. I had to study really hard every day. It wasn't a normal course. It was really factual based. There was no theology involved. It was like, read it, answer the questions. Like who parted the Red Sea? Moses. Okay, next question. So it was really never about trying to learn it was really more learning how to read it and interpret it for yourself versus, doing it, having somebody else's theology forced into your brain. So I'm glad I was happy about that part.
Well, and so it's true when it's hard, but I love what Les Brown says about hard. You do the hard and life becomes easy.
Yes.
You let your life become easy. It's good. Take it easy, and life will be hard. So you took the
Yep.
hard and made it. You also took the hard if you decide, well, I'm just going to do another tour. I'm supposed to come home, but I'll stay here. So
Yeah.
share with us a little more in depth about your military service. I mean, this coming up to the 4th of July. I'm a big one. You
Sure.
know that, being an activist
Sure.
for Stop HR 2668. I'm out there. I never served. They did try
Mhm.
to get me in the military when I was in 1972, when I was a senior in high school. They sent me a draft
Mhm.
notice that said, Mr. JOE D, middle initial, and then my maiden name. And when I showed
Oh,
up with my ponytail, they said, because they weren't taking women at that time, they said, "Ma'am, you can keep your shirt on. We know you're a lady."
right. There you go. Well, I was originally stationed. I originally joined the military as a administrator. And what my job was to do originally was to help officers get promoted, figure out the route to promotion through the system that the military had set up. But then when I went to Germany and subsequently to Desert Storm, I was trained as a truck driver. So my job during Desert Storm, I would have these large M1 tanks strapped to the back of a flatbed 18 wheeler, driving through the desert with the compass and a map in the dark
I'd
with
still
an
be over there.
M16 with an M16 between my legs. So that was a pretty stressful time.
And you made the
But
way kind of, that's
we
what
came
I'm
in there,
saying.
we took care of business. What's that?
How do you drive with an M16 between your legs, except carefully?
Yeah, exactly. Unloaded, uncocked for sure. Nothing in the chamber for sure. But between my legs basically meant next to me, on the side. But yeah, it was a stressful time because you didn't get to try. You weren't allowed to drive during the daytime. So all our missions were at night in the dark, and the desert. Some of the parts of the desert were as big as small towns, and so you could just easily get lost. And it happens. You have to really, literally, look at the compass, look at the map, draw a line, and look at your odometer and say, in 18 miles, I have to go 3 degrees north. It's like, it was really a tough time. So,
And
but yeah, yeah,
isn't that's it's kind of like life. That's what you've done in life. I mean, look at, you get out of the army, you've got a compass, you draw the line, you looked at your odometer and said, ATL, I'm going to make the second
yes,
largest appraising company just like that in the state of
yeah.
Georgia, which is not a small state. Congratulations about
Thank
that.
you,
My goodness gracious.
thank you, thank
How
you.
did you
Yeah.
grow success so quickly? That was truly a life's milkshake moment, wasn't it?
Well, yes, and the thing about it was, when I started, real quick story of why I got into the appraisal business. I was working like a crazy person. I was a sales manager at a car dealership, and I was making great money, but I never saw my family, and
Mm.
I didn't want to live like that anymore. So I started going to appraisal school at night. So and then I had to become an apprentice for 2,000 hours. Well, actually 2,500 hours, but 2,000 before I could practice, and then another 500 to become a master. And so I would go to night at school at night, and I subsequently quit my six-figure job to go be an apprentice appraiser for less than $20,000 my first year. Yeah, so that was fun. My wife loved that. And so we went to, so from there, I was lucky enough that I was living in a subdivision that was one of the first areas to get DSL, which back then was the high speed internet. It was the first thing after dial up. And so I spent $300 on a disc called Adobe PDF Writer, and it cost me $300 to make PDFs. And what I would do was, while all of the other appraisers were running around town, going to Kinko's and making copies and hand delivering them to the mortgage companies, I would load them up and email them in a PDF to the mortgage companies, which means I could do 3 times as many. And so I niched myself as a 24-hour appraiser guy. So I would inspect the house on Thursday, and you would have the appraisal in your inbox by Friday. And so
I'm serious.
That was, yeah. And this was in 1999.
1999.
Yeah.
Everybody else, check this out. See, systems are key. You figured out a way. That's why you're a serial entrepreneur. That's why your wife said, okay, we're just going to make 20,000 for a little bit. She knew better. She knew just a little bit, because then you grow that with that idea, build a bigger mousetrap. Wow. That you had everybody else was doing what was easy. You did the hard. So where did you get the idea that, okay, I'm going to invest again, didn't you? That's real key. You invested in going ahead and getting that disc. So would you say that just that simple tool was the thing that catapulted you?
100%. 100%. If it wasn't for me being able to, because the market demanded the faster turnaround time, right? Because people want to go to closing. The mortgage people don't eat. The real estate agents don't eat. The lawyers don't eat. Nobody eats until that appraisal comes in. So the faster I could get it to them, the faster they could get to the closing table, the faster they could get, everybody gets paid. So they were lining up. I had mortgage companies with 30 loan officers, 40 loan officers, all lining up to do business with me. I'll take them a couple of days and say, hey, look, how would you like to have your appraisals in 24 hours after the inspection? We love it. So, yeah.
Whoa. And they said, hey, we're going to remember that appraisal, guys. So, you went from there, you just another web-based success. As your bio said, we know we had this downturn. We called it the Great Recession. I was actually sitting in the Atlanta airport, I was doing some corporate health coaching brokerage in the health coaching field, in the medical practices related field. I remember it was going down to Orlando. You know how you wait for a flight in who knows where along one of those 97 aisles in the Atlanta airport.
Yes.
And they said countrywide did what I came to, or I was coming to Orlando for 3 closings. I had 0. And I remember that Great Recession, but you took that time, G-Dub, and goodness gracious, within like that, success leaves clues. I come back to that because when I was reading your impressive bio, that's what I'm thinking. Let me tell you something. I'm going to say, follow this man on Instagram at GW Slaughter. He has passion, he has heart, and he has expertise. And you're humble too, GW. You've done it all. You really have. So you decide, I'm going to go ahead and do a web-based pro. We went from a little disc and DSL to being a web-based pro.
Yes. I've always had an affinity for computers and software and things like that. And so, I've always wanted to learn more, do more, and deconstruct and reconstruct things. So learning WordPress early on, 2009, 2010, it was tough. It was nothing like it is now. It was you really had to learn, the coding, the CSS and those things to really be effective at it. So, we really did a lot of OJT. We did a lot of free stuff just to get started. And so it was a very interesting thing, shooting videos with handheld cameras for our clients just to get YouTube videos out and things like that. But it was so much fun and it was so free because, we got to do something fun every day. You got to meet new people and different industries and learn more about, I know so much. We had a niche of chiropractors. I know so much more about chiropractic than I ever want to know. But so it was a great time. I really enjoyed it. And you know, as I progressed, I just didn't want to do all the heavy lifting anymore. Didn't want to do the coding anymore. So I sold my company in 2018 to really focus on my coaching and my book writing.
Well, and it's like I'm thinking, okay, every 10 years, it's just like a turnaround, And so, hold on,
So-
where I'm serious. Like, hold
yeah.
on, where GW is going to be, thanks to our platform with with Clubhouse and everything else. I love the name of your book. The Room is Better Because I'm in It. And if you want, and yes, this is an ad. You can send the check in the mail. I'll give you the address over the weekend. Okay, I'll make sure I give you the address. But I'm serious about this. If you can write a book, The Room is Better Because I'm in It. Doesn't that say it all? I love that title, and that's what GW. I know you do for your coaching clients, being an entrepreneur, over and over and over again. Have an idea, have a vision, have some execution. Rinse, repeat. That's what you've done. And as a coach, as entrepreneurs, I remember the first time you came into a clubhouse, actually, that I was hosting a room, and I'm going, oh. I wrote down his name. I'm a copious note taker. And here we are again. And I'm just so excited to be able to meet you on Saturday. And just thinking about now your coaching, that you're doing this life coaching, this executive coaching, this entrepreneurial, they take this entrepreneurial coaching of, I've got a dream, I've got a vision. Now what? Now you do the execution. Take us in about these 7 actions of being the networking's most valuable connector, as well as your book. Would you please?
Sure. Okay. So starting with the book, the title "The Room is Better Because I'm in It" is kind of, it can catch you off guard. But the whole purpose behind the book is teaching people that the room should be better because you're in it. So when you're reading it, you're saying the room is better because I'm in it. And the whole premise behind it is saying the room should be better because you're going in it, because you're going in there to bring value. You're going in there to solve problems. You're going in there to help people, right? And so the 7 steps are really focusing on how to meet people, how to follow up with people, how to actually build a tribe of good people that are going to help you grow yourself and grow your business. And so that is what the book is really all about. The title is just more, it came out as being a little bit more eye-catchy and more thought-provoking. And I really, so it kind of stuck that way, but it's not me being arrogant at all.
But John Maxwell said that there are balcony people and there are basement people in his book when he talked about the 7 habits of highly effective leadership. Well, the room is better because I'm in it. I want to be a plus. Learn from G-Dub on how to be better because you're in the room. I think you got to run a room in Clubhouse about that. And how can they how can our viewers find your book, GW?
It's on my website at gwslaughter.com/book. That's the easiest way to get it. Amazon has run out, so you have to get it directly from me now. They were taking all my money anyway, but we don't want to talk about that.
You have it out there at Amazon, but it's all about net to have your own net and have some net about this.
Get it from our website. I'll sign it and send it to you.
Absolutely. gwslaughter.com/book. So you think about it. You've been a Bible man, a military man. You have been an appraising man. You have been a web man. Now you're a coacher man. Let me think about it. I'm glad that my short-term memory has not lapsed at 67 because this would be a lot to remember, right? I mean, it's a good thing. And then a coach, a speaker, and a consultant. See, you follow somebody who has done it. GW, that's what you have done. And our last few moments as we wrap this up, and thank you for being my guest. It has just been amazing. But success, I come back to this, success leaves clues. You follow somebody who does what they say and says what they do, but they do it with humility and heart. That's what I picked up with you from the very beginning when we were in that first clubhouse room. So share your success of if there's one thing, if you're out there and you are an entrepreneur, you have a dream, you have a vision, what's next? What would be the next right thing for someone to do?
The next right thing for someone to do, the easy answer for me, all roads lead back to gratitude, right? So for me to actually embrace and enjoy your life as it is, and then grow from there. I'm a firm believer in, enjoying where your feet are, being grateful for everything that you have as you move forward. If you're not already practicing gratitude, and if you're not already living gratitude, I would suggest you drop everything and start today. It completely changed my life. It changed my business. I consider myself, I always say I am a mindset coach masquerading as a business coach, because I believe that if your mindset isn't correct, then goals are not going to help you at all. Even if you attain them, they don't mean anything, because you're going to be miserable when you set the goal. You're going to be miserable as you get to the goal, and you're going to be miserable. You're going to celebrate the goal for 15 minutes and then be like, okay, that sucked. So I want people to be happy where their feet are, and focus on loving their immediate self. And then we can work on the goals from there, and we can work on the visions from there. We can work on the business plan from there. But focus on you and where you are, how you think, how you talk, how you manifest, and how you move, because it all becomes easier when you have the right mindset.
And as our connector here, Mr. J. Nolan said, when he brought his son into the room that night and said, "What you doing?" He said, "Where you at?" I mean, it was just like that automatic thing. So we left out one of the 6 pillars. We've hit the spiritual with your biblical studies. We've hit now mental for sure with your mindset here. We know the emotional, social, what you did in the military and what you did for your family, for real, with all of your business, your success of your businesses and your extreme work ethic. As I said, you do the hard and life becomes easy.
Sure.
You've been a success in your financial, but that personal pillar. All right. I love what you said, that you plan to go golfing in all 50 states. Now, if you've done Florida, you got to come see Bob Bear and I down in Michigan. We'll get you a guest house. Let's say you can do Florida again, but golfing.
I will do it again.
Do it again.
I actually played the Chichi Rodriguez course down in Tampa.
Okay, you got to, as they say down south, do one more again. Okay.
Oh yeah, for sure. I love Florida.
There you go. And then any continent that is, as you would say, conducive in the tropical area. So, how are you coming on that goal? How you doing? Where you at?
I haven't gone out of the country yet. I'm up to 16 states. I've actually done 4 so far since. I've actually done 4 in the last 7 weeks.
There you go. Yeah.
I actually went up to Wisconsin and I met Rex Sykes, and I played golf up there. I've been to Pennsylvania. I played in Pittsburgh. I've been to where else did I go? Jesus, going out on Indianapolis. I played a course that goes around the track of the Indianapolis 500, and then Tennessee. So yeah, all 4 of those in the last 7 weeks. I've already played Kentucky, so it won't help me this weekend. But I'm gonna have a blast anyway.
But you can go across the state and just hit Tennessee while you're at it.
Yeah.
Bowling Green's close to Tennessee, but see what he has done and what you've done. I can't say this enough, because now you're creating the easy because you did the hard, and having fun with your goal, and those 4 grandchildren and your 4 kids. I mean, aren't they a best? I love your message about giving from the heart. In its own is reciprocity, and it's true, because when you give from your heart, You give back to yourself. Any last piece of wisdom, of which there have been many? This will be rebroadcast for sure, G Dub. It's that good.
Thank you. Last pieces of wisdom. I would definitely say, think about, like, just love yourself. And I'm always stuck there. Just love yourself. Love yourself in your immediacy. That person that you look at in the mirror, you should want to high five that person every chance you get, blow a kiss to that person every chance you get, bump that person, what you doing, where you at, how you feeling. Worry about that person, and then everybody else will treat you the same way. That's what I have.
Because G-Dub, it was just a beautiful iteration. And I was thinking about your name, GW. Okay. You said it perfectly. G stands for gratitude, grow, and go. That's what you've done. The W is absolutely a winning warrior for sure. And the last one is wisdom. Thank you for sharing all of the G's and the W's with us on Life's Milkshake Moments. Just check this out. I will be rebroadcasting this on my Facebook timeline. I'll be sending you the link. Share it to others. Share it to people that are entrepreneurs that say, I know what I want to do, but I need to know where to go. You've got G-Dub in gratitude, grow and go with winning warrior wisdom for real. So check us next Wednesday on Life's Milkshake Moment. Have a safe and memorable holiday. Happy 4th, because freedom didn't come easy. Freedom was hard. So we can have this easy. And I've got to end with, just let's help me kill the bill. HR 2668. Send your letter to your representative. It's all on www.stophousebill2668.com. Send your emails to AmericanRights1@protonmail.com, because freedom was hard, so we can make it easy. Let's do the hard right now so we can have another 100 years for our legacy. And for me right now, I am grateful. I know that I've grown, GW, and now I know where to go. Ciao for now.
See you later, Joey. Thank you so much. You're awesome.